Ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and then welcome everyone to All Elite Wrestling Reviews, where it pertains to giving you short AEW Dark results from March 23rd, 2021, and where it pertains to giving you AEW Dynamite results, where it pertains to the fallout of AEW Dynamite St. Patrick's Day Smash from March 24th, 2021. Obviously, we're going to start first with AEW Dark. So, from Daddy's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, your commentators were Excalibur and Taz. And I think you also had, Anthony Ogogo on commentary. And I think Ricky Starks was on commentary as well. I digress. I don't remember much of it either way, but nevertheless, let's get right into it here, folks. The main thing about the show here was that the FTW World Championship title was on the line. We'll get to that later. Chaos Project, Luther, and Serpentico, or I should say Dr. Luther, I should say, versus the Dark Order's Alex Reynolds and John Silver. And John Silver and Alex Reynolds isn't winning. Jorel Nelson and Royce Isaacs, they went against SCU, Christopher Daniels, and Frankie Kazarian. And SCU obviously won, because again, the story here is that if SCU lose the next match, then they're done as a tag team. Penelope Ford being accompanied by Kip Sabian versus Miranda Elzelis. Not Brandy. Penelope Ford meant to say won the match. Okay, so I was right. Ricky Starks ends up being on commentary. It was during this match. Adam Pierce, Baron Black, and Jake St. Patrick versus the Gun Club of Austin, Billy, and Colton Gunn. The Gun Club wins. Jack Evans versus Dante Martin. Surprisingly, Dante Martin won. I thought it was going to be Jack Evans winning here, but nope. I guess this is, Jack Evans' punishment, since to what happened previously of his match with 10. The whole thing with 10 bleeding and everything. I don't know if that was the case or not. I don't know if, but that's my theory. The FTW World Championship title match, Brian Cage defends it as he being accompanied by Hook, goes up against Brandon Cutler, and Brian Cage wins, obviously. Ashley Vox versus the Pink Dream, Alex Gracia. Ashley Vox meant to say, she surprisingly won, which it shocked the hell out of me because, wait a minute, Ashley Vox wins, and Alex Gracia loses. I'm like, I didn't see that coming. It was a good match though, or in a way, decent. Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss versus Seth Gardis and Vari Morales. Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss wins. Alright, Anthony Ogogo was actually on commentary for this match. It was JD Drake being accompanied by Ryan Nemeth after the pairing of, out of nowhere routines to happen on Dark Elevation, as JD Drake goes up against Fuego del Sol. JD Drake wins. QT Marshall versus Sean Dean, who is has been all elite with AEW for a while now, and I guess he's also part of Nightmare Family too. But QT Marshall wins. The Bunny, which is Allie, being accompanied by the Butcher and the Blade, as the Bunny run against Jasmine Allure. The Bunny wins. Dark Order, Coco Cabana, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson versus Brick Ridge, Carly Bravo, and Dean Alexander. Obviously, the Dark Order wins. Aaron Solo and Nick Comparado versus Angel Fashion and D3. Aaron Solo and Nick Comparado wins. John Skyler versus Cesar Bonelli being accompanied by Peter Avalon. Obviously, Cesar Bonelli wins. And this was the main event of Dark. And I said to myself, of all main events, this was the main event. I didn't like it. But that will conclude your AEW Dark results from March 23rd, 2021. 14 matches worth of Tomar Wrestling, and my overall strength for the show, I'm going to give this show a 5.5 out of 10. a 5.5. And now let's move on to AEW Dynamite. So what pertains to the fallout of AEW Dynamite's St. Patrick's Day smash, basically what pertains to Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa out there lights out on the sanction match at Jay's place, Jacksonville, Florida. We are commentators Excalibur, Golo J.R. Ross, and Tony Schiavone. We'll get to what happened with Britt Baker later on, but yeah, again, props to those two women, especially to Britt Baker for really showcasing what she can do in that type of match. And not that I was asking for it, but she basically won me over after that. And I'll be having a t-shirt of hers coming my way, and I cannot wait. Like literally, I cannot wait because it's gonna be here in a month because the COVID-19 thing, the pertains to the packaging, person to use protocol of it. So, but yeah, let's get to the show here. The opening match was the one that Tony Khan did the whole promo from episode 1 of AEW Dark Revelation with the whole 90 is fun tonight, 90 is fun tonight, live on Dynamite. I still can't get over that. Oh my god. That was some promo. But anyways. But it was Kenny Omega, the AEW World Champion, versus Matt Sydal with Mike Sydal at ringside. While you had Don Callis on commentary, with his favorites, Tony Schiavone. But yeah, they don't like each other. But strong out though. And the stipulation here is that it's basically just the AEW World Championship Eliminator match. Basically, what it tends to Matt Sydal, if he could beat the champion, he gets the opportunity against the champion for the title in the future, which I hate that shit. And yes, they try to make it in a way where it's called Eliminator Championship match, but it still doesn't make it any better. But as far as the match was, Kenny Omega and Matt Sydal, I don't remember these guys ever matches before, but to me, since watching this on AEW programming, it was pretty damn good. Both guys looked good. Those but counters after counters and all that. If you've seen these type of matches before, you've seen them all. But it was still a nice matchup here between Kenny Omega and Matt Sydal. In the end, it was Kenny Omega getting the win here. And not much to say of the match. Then props to both guys. They showcased very good opening Dynamite, and there's a lot more to come of this show too as well. Working to everything that's happened. Not all of it was good, but we'll get to some of it. But this opener was very good. We go backstage. We see Alex Marvez interviewing John Silver. He's being surrounded by the Dark Order because he's going to get his opportunity against Darby Allin for the AEW TNT Championship title, saying that he's ready to go and boots Marvez from the room to continue his training. He's basically talking about to the guys all trying to the falling coffin drops. It's basically they're basically the trust fall. That's what they're doing. That's basically what it is, a trust fall. But basically what tends to the coffin drop. That's Darby Allin's move there. So John Silver is dodging those coffin drops, whatever. Also, the Hangman at the base shows up, asking him how he's feeling. Silver says he's feeling Johnny Hungry and is ready to go. Page responds by saying that he knows the other guys will be behind John Silver no matter what happens heading into the match, and basically give him good luck and everything for his match later on, which ends up being the main event. We'll get to that. Then we get to the Hangman and Page versus Cesar Bononi. It was decent. Hangman and Page wins with the buckshot lariat. We go to a random warehouse where Lance Archer says, "Without Sting there, would have been no Archer," and saying that with the bat, everybody pay close attention to Sting back in the day, saying that now people are going to pay attention to him, or the walls are going to come crashing around them. People will remember his name, and sooner or later, will be Showtime. That's all he said, and it was good promo. So there you go. Also, we get to Thunder Rosa talking to Tony Schiavone from after their match from basically on the same show that they finished their lights out on the sanction match. When the show went off the air, Tony Schiavone was interviewing Thunder Rosa. She gave a passionate promo and everything about women's wrestling and all, and she says she's Thunder Rosa says she wants to go to the AEW Women's World Championship now, and basically also a big victory over Britt Baker and all. and was thankful for the match being able to show women's wrestling that it could be over all over the world. Basically women's wrestling on the map and over. So yeah, before I get to the whole thing with Britt Baker, because she gets interviewed by Tony Schiavone for this audition of AEW. I gotta say this to AEW. I didn't like that they show the video exclusive on their YouTube channel after the Lights Out match happened, when the show went off the air, where Tony Khan is going to Britt Baker, talk to her and all that. Basically, sucking her pussy and all over her ass and everything, praising her and all that. And Ken Omega's there too, by the way, praising Britt Baker, but not like Tony Khan was. Tony Khan, oh my god, he was all over her, like he wanted Britt Baker to marry him. It's ridiculous. Now she's not just working at ringside, but backstage too. Like we leave the woman alone. She's just been to a match that she puts her ass in and bled for you, and give her some space. And also Thunder Rosa was there, being they showed Thunder Rosa too, by the way, since that whole thing, and you got the entire people clapping, applauding, all that. I liked that, by the way. That's the part I did like. But the whole thing with Tony Khan with Britt Baker there, like, that was annoying. But I did appreciate the people backstage clapping when Thunder Rosa came backstage into it, applauding. Since that incredible match that they had. See, my problem with that, my problem with this whole thing, it wasn't with the Thunder Rosa thing. It was the whole thing with Britt Baker. It's not her fault. The problem I had with that is that she's been through a match where she's been battered, beaten, and lost, and they're doing this whole thing with recording this after the show was over, off of TNT, and Britt Baker is back on her feet and everything. She's supposed to be she's supposed to be selling the physicality where she can't walk on 2 feet, but instead she has to walk on her own 2 feet, and that was and I didn't appreciate that with AEW putting that out there. Especially after she's been through the hell in that match, and also Thunder Rosa been through hell too and all, but there wasn't very much selling over things that whole thing where they're never trying to be limping and all that, or at least be helped out, whatever. So the way it was upsetting too with Thunder Rosa too, but yeah, that was not needed. That was really not needed. But that's all I'm gonna say from there. Now we get to Tony Schiavone interviewing Britt Baker, and Tony Schiavone, asking her how she's feeling and everything. Basically told everyone also that they should give her a round of applause too, for what she did. And Britt Baker said that they're not loud enough, and basically considering how much she gave everything that she had last week. I'm calling what she's saying, but basically because I know this is late, because my fault for delaying these reviews, but I'm gonna catch up though. She says that the fans don't give her enough respect, just like Thunder Rosa didn't. Thunder Rosa should be thanking her, because everybody will remember her as, after she has a part of history that Britt Baker wrote on her own blood, which and it's a t-shirt of it too, by the way. That's great, the t-shirt that I bought, and I can't wait to on the rocket. Britt Baker brought up Thunder Rosa saying she put women's wrestling on the map, but why is everybody talking about Britt Baker then? Which is true. People are talking more about Britt Baker than they are Thunder Rosa, and for a reason, because of her blood and everything. And yeah, she got a point there. And she brought up Mick Foley, saying that with Mick Foley getting thumbtacks, it basically took him 20 years to become a hardcore legend. Meanwhile, it only took her a week. It's not that. I think that's how she said it. Oh, one night. It took her one night to become a hardcore legend. And she continues that Tony Khan, I meant to say, is looking for every legend he can find, but he has one standing here under his nose, and then she says, "I put AW on the map." And that was her promo, and I love the promo. I thought that was a good promo. She actually spoke truth about what she said there, minus the whole thing with Mick Foley and all that. That whole thing. She's being a heel, obviously, but it was a passionate promo that she cut there, and response to the fans not giving her enough respect. I was one of those fans, obviously. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know this already. I'm crapping her for almost a couple years, about 2 years now. Since obviously since AEW started. I mean, I didn't cover that much when AEW first started, but maybe just a little bit I did, because she wasn't that good in the ring, but she has improved a lot ever since coming back from her injury that she had since last summer. And I started getting more to into Britt Baker, especially with her doing the waiting room, and then to see what she did with Thunder Rosa in that Lights Out Unsanctioned match. The hate is over now. I mean, it's been over for a while now, but it's over after that. And I'm a fan of Britt Baker now. I am on that bandwagon of DMD, and she's really proven herself. In my point of view, she has proven herself, and I can appreciate that for her. And yes, that's all I gotta say from there. Not much to say. But the promo was good. It was a very good promo. Dasha Gonzalez, she went up to Christian Cage, who's hanging out with the Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin. Basically, Christian Cage said to Dasha Gonzalez that they were just talking shop and about the trios that's coming up later on. Basically, what it is to the Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin facing 3 members of Pinnacle, which we'll get to it. And also, Ricky Kazarian shows up and tells Christian Cage that he has a time for them, but you have time for your old friend. Basically talking about Ricky Kazarian. And it says to basically Ricky Kazarian says he knows that t-shirt that you have on, it says outwork everyone. And Christian Cage talks to Ricky Kazarian, since he knows how good Ricky Kazarian is, which is him being the workhorse and outwork everyone, which is true, especially back in the days of TNT wrestling. My God, Ricky Kazarian was and he still is a workhorse. Not obviously back then he was in the best prime of his career. He's still in his prime, still good, but he was amazing back then. But Christian says that he starts working next the next episode of Dynamite, which I'll do that review on next, and he doesn't have an opponent, so he chose Ricky Kazarian, and they start start trying to know that, and then all of a sudden, it was good talk. It was good talk to you, man. And then he told Christian Cage to check out Elevation, because he's gonna be in the one-on-one match. So there you go. So yeah, it was good interaction there, where Christian Cage and Ricky Kazarian, because those two music wrestlers before in TNA. So Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison versus, and also Dante Martin, one half of Top Flight, because Darius Martin is out of injury, as they go up against FTR, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood, and Sean Spears, being accompanied by Tully Blanchard, Wardlow, and MJF, the Pinnacle. Match happens. Pretty decent match. I didn't care about the match that much anyways. But Sean Spears and FTR gets win, obviously. But at the match, we get to a promo. And Josh Ryan goes into the ring to interview them. But before they do, Wardlow grabs Brian Pillman Jr., who's doing the ring, and goes and basically on the turnbuckle, and Griff Garrison couldn't get in there, because the rest of the Pinnacle was blocking him, and basically if he gets in, he's gonna get ass kicked too. So Wardlow does this thing where he gets his opponents in the corner, does the thumbs up, thumbs down thing, and boom, knees him in the face. And nothing that Griff Garrison couldn't do. He felt like he was vulnerable, that he couldn't help his buddy, his tag team partner. So the crowd starts saying, "You sucked," and Tony Schiavone finally gets to interview them, and then all of a sudden, Cash Wheeler grabs the microphone and says that they are just a group, and they are a family. Hardware then brings up that Santana Ortiz, they have done well for themselves, but they don't fool FTR. And then they were saying that the Inner Circle do too much comedy, and this is professional wrestling. And then MJF starts kind of saying that makes a fat joke about Chris Jericho. Yeah, of course. And tells them to come out and fight them right now. And Tony Schiavone interrupts them by saying, they're not here because of what you guys did to him. And all of a sudden, Wardlow gets his hands on Tony Schiavone on his shoulder, and they get the rest of the Pinnacle get ready to look like they're ready to kill Tony Schiavone. And then MJF was like, I'm sorry, Tony, you were saying something? And then Tony's like, and then MJF's like, yeah, that's what I thought. And he says, the next Dynamite show, they got a gift for them, because when the Pinnacle, because when you're in the Pinnacle, I meant to say, you're always on top. And there you go. Yeah, good promo there. And it was also a funny promo too, because the ultimate Tony Schiavone correcting MJF, some balls he has, and then kind of realizing that he's in the ring with everyone, Pinnacle in there. And there you go. Don't like the name, obviously, but that's not here or there. And folks, we'll get to what happened on the next Dynamite review of it, what they did with the Pinnacle. I'm gonna give you a cliffhanger here of it. I was not liking what they did there. But we'll see. You'll find out. Taz says that he knows that there's a lot of controversial theories going on pertaining to Team Taz, but he assures that everything is fine. Brian Cage apologized to the group, and everyone else say that we're all good. And Cage said it was all good too by saying who Bella and all that. But he looked like he was questioning himself and basically had to look on his face too. Basically the body language of it. So basically there is still problems with Team Taz. The rest of them are in denial. Brian Cage, on the other hand, he knows there's a big problem there because after the whole thing he spoke about how he respects Sting and everything, and correcting Ricky Starks saying that he's not an icon or that and not a legend. I think it's more like not being you're not an icon, so it's not like that. So, but there's still problems there. All right, folks, let's get to this now. Tony Schiavone interviews QT Marshall on stage. So QT Marshall, he's frustrated about the whole thing about being Cody's friend. And by the way, he pointed out his wife who's in the crowd, which by the way, gorgeous by the way. His wife is gorgeous. But says that Cody talks about doing the work, and there's nobody in the AEW outside from Tony Khan who has worked as much harder as he does. QT Marshall says that he's given a match here and there, but talks about all the work that the fans don't see when he comes up all night or getting on Cody's coffee, and talks about how Cody's goes to the back to get a nice hotel while QT Marshall's wife sleeps alone, And maybe before if I may continue this, and QT Marshall says that next week he wants an exhibition match against Cody Rhodes. Okay, so let me stop right there now. Before I get to Cody Rhodes. So QT Marshall, he talked about his recent actions pertaining to to the whole Nightmare Family drama and everything. I thought he was going to reference the whole thing with Lee Johnson when he cut that promo about when he wins his first match on Dynamite with Cody Rhodes against Cesar Bononi and Peter Avalon, pertaining to the build up for Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet versus Jay Cargill and Shaquille O'Neal during that time, where Lee Johnson was emotional, and it was during also that time where Lee Johnson was all elite, and he give thanks to guys like Cody Rhodes, Arn Anderson, Dustin Rhodes, and Brandy Rhodes, which the whole thing with Brandy Rhodes made no sense at all. While you had QT Marshall on stage as well, alongside with Cody, Dustin, Arn, and QT Marshall. You could tell by his face and all that he was bothered by Lee Johnson that he mentioned all of them, but didn't mention QT Marshall, because QT Marshall also helped train guys in the Nightmare Factory, and he was doing this like he was upset. I noticed that first there, but I didn't think anything of it at the time until we got to Revolution, and then everything that's transpired to that too and all. And I don't think that they're doing this to push QT Marshall more than pushing something else of it, which we'll get to when we get to the next review of it. But I thought it was gonna be something like that, routine this whole thing. Maybe eventually it will, but as of right now, that's not what it's all about. What it's all about actually is QT Marshall is known as being Cody's friend, which the crowd they chanted Cody's friends. Cody's friend. Cody's friend. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, I thought that was gonna be the promo of it. But instead it ends up being the one that he cut instead. And also before I move on to, I'm wondering the whole thing with QT Marshall now mentioning his wife. I wonder how she felt at the time. Because he's been married for a long time with his wife. I don't know how long, but I'm assuming I think back in the days of Ring of Honor, because QT Marshall used to wrestle Ring of Honor, and he used to be a trainer for Ring of Honor and does things behind the scenes of Ring of Honor, just like he's doing right now for AEW. So I was wondering, I wonder if his wife know the situation about QT Marshall and Allie. Remember that storyline, folks? That's storyline that came out of nowhere, and there was really no development of how it began, and no development of how and no development of but the way they ended it too. Because in a way it made no sense either way. But you had QT Marshall who's married, and yet he's going out with Allie, the bunny. And I'm thinking to myself, after QT Marshall pointed out his wife, I say to myself, so did we forget about the whole thing with QT Marshall and Allie being together? And then but like that was I don't know. I just don't know. It's like they do this thing, and they're basically like WWE here. WWE does this stuff too. When they start something and they want you and when they start something and then they stop it and they want you to forget all about that. And I feel like the same way. I feel the same way right now with this whole thing with QT Marshall and Ali, where they start that and then they stopped it, and they want you to forget about that. So, that being said, let's get to Cody. He left the gorilla position. He was still in his headset and all that, and he's getting assisted and all that, and like myself, oh my god, this is terrible. I was ready. I did not like where this is going right now. So Cody Rhodes starts saying that while his heart is not not in this, he will gladly accept the challenge, and said that our answer will be the referee, and says that, and Cody Rhodes kept going. He went along with this promo, by the way, when he's saying something like he has a name and a reputation to hold up, but unfortunately, but ultimately, I'm going to say he's not going to hurt QT Marshall. If he gets one of his finishers, he's not going to go through with it. If he puts him in the figure 4, he's not going to apply it. Basically, because QT Marshall has been a great friend and all that, and then you got the crowd on chanting Cody's friend, and Cody says that it will be a friend to friend match, and then they shake hands and everything, and that was it. And like, oh my god, this promo was dragging on way too long on Cody Rhodes' part. Because the whole thing when he kept talking about that he's not gonna hurt QT Marshall, he's not gonna hit his finisher, he's not gonna hit the figure 4. I'm like, okay, you already accepted the match, so that's all you could have done there. You could have done the whole shaking the hand thing and all that, and that's it. You didn't have to go through all that route. Like, you took too much time with that, especially how the main event ended. We'll get to that later though. But yeah, QT Marshall was fine, but Cody Rhodes dragged it on too long. So that's my thoughts on the promo. Lucha Bros with the El Zero and Rey Fenix and Laredo Kid, the return of Laredo Kid. They go up against Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler. Pac is unfortunately injured, which is why they move forward of the Lucha Bros back together. And yeah, because the whole thing with Penta El Zero was supposed to be going for a singles run. But then Pac got hurt, unfortunately. And I think he hurt, he got hurt during the Revolution pay-per-view, from that Casino Battle Royale. I'm assuming that's what I heard about it. But yeah. But Penta Zero is back with Rey Fenix, Lucha Bros and all that. I don't know if that's going to be the end of the triangle. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. Because again, Pac and Rey Fenix are the ones who won the Battle Royale. They're the ones that had to face the Young Bucks for the titles when that happens. Which I'm assuming is probably going to happen at Double or Nothing, but we'll see. But at this point now, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know how bad the injury of that Pac's going through right now, which is unfortunate because it was been up that program too, but unfortunately that they went to a new direction now, and now Penta Zero Miedo is now back being a face with Rey Fenix, as they go up against Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler alongside with Laredo Kid. But besides that, the match itself here was pretty good. This a 6-man tag match, it was pretty damn good, with the Lucha Bros winning the match. Obviously, Brandon Cutler took the pinfall. I mean, because of course he did. So, after the match, all of a sudden, Kenny Omega comes out and beats up on Laredo Kid with the microphone, takes him out. And then Kenny Omega gets on the microphone and says that he's getting flashbacks from 2019 at Fyter Fest, when they all had a choice. Kenny Omega says 3 years ago, they had a choice. He could have stay at home with his people that he loved, and that people love him, I have to say. And it says no, he did go to greener pastures in New York. Basically, he's trying to reference WWE, even though that's from Stamford, Connecticut. That WWE is Stamford, Connecticut. Whatever. He says no. He said he didn't pick AEW. He chose the Young Bucks. They were here to make this best wrestling promotion on the planet. Omega says that he picks them, and they pick Brandon Cutler. Basically, in a way, basically insulting Brandon Cutler by saying you pick Brandon Cutler, and they never picked him. Basically not talking to himself now. Omega says that he knows Callis can be a bit much sometimes. Omega gives them, and Don Callis was out there too, by the way. and Omega will give them one more chance to and offers them a too sweet, too sweet meat. And the Young Bucks they decide to leave, and then Omega tells Cutler to go back to the to be a cameraman for them, and then the whole BTE thing. And he said we're done. And all of a sudden, while he's saying all this, Penta El Zero Miedo and Rey Fenix waiting for him to turn around. As he does, he gets the super kick by both of them, and they hit the Zero Miedo driver, and that was it. And Kenny Omega was bleeding, by the way. I'm assuming it was because of the super kicks. But yeah, they already caught him with that too. And Don Callis was trying to get the Young Bucks to help him and everything. And as the Lucha Bros and Liberal Kid left, all of a sudden the Good Brothers shows up. I'm pretty sure they went to the bathroom before they went out there to help Kenny Omega. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. But there you go. I thought that was interesting though. The whole thing that they did there. Jade Cargill's promo, where she calls out Red Velvet. And that's a match I cannot wait for, folks. The one-on-one match that I want to see is Jade Cargill and Red Velvet. We got a little teaser of that back when they did the whole build-up of Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet versus Shaquille O'Neal and Jade Cargill. Now we want, I'm pretty sure I can speak on behalf of all of you, that we're all waiting to see this match between Jade Cargill and Red Velvet. But Red Velvet said, I mean not Red Velvet, Jade Cargill. She says, after Ray beat her ass, she said that they are both undefeated in singles matches. Well, I wouldn't say that because Red Velvet has lost some matches on AEW Dark in singles matches basically. But I guess she means we're to now being all elite, now being officially somewhere AEW. I'm assuming that's what she meant. But she says, and there can be only one winner. She continues to say that that she has money. She looks like money. She smells like money and everything. Basically, she's doing the whole Abraham Washington. Because do anyone remember Abraham Washington? Where it tends to I think it was Abraham Washington if I'm mistaken. He looks like money, smells like money, whatever. Basically where it tends to the primetime players. I can't remember if that was him. I can't remember. Man, I wish I remember. I remember someone saying like something like that. I look like money. I smell like money. I make money. Whatever. I mean the company money's not that. I'm trying to remember. Oh, but it's really getting the better of me right now. That I can't remember, but it's driving me nuts. But anyways, she's says that if Red Velvet steps in the ring, she is stepping into the ring to that B word. Obviously, I'm not gonna say that word because I have respect for women's. So Eddie Kingston, after the whole thing with his ankle being crushed, by the Good Person Kenny Omega, his foot was wrapped around with bandages. He's got a broken ankle. And basically he said that he'll be back, and he tells Omega and Good Brothers that they are going to pay for what they did. He wonders how far they are going to go to take this, and then also John Moxley starts talking, saying continue, basically saying that basically wonders if those guys will really want to go as far as they want to take it. Moxley says that he doesn't know the Young Bucks. He said he doesn't know the Young Bucks and doesn't really like them, but guessing he owes them one after last week and everything. Merchants to this whole thing, this edition, because again I am late for the and just delaying these reviews. But that was it. It was a right promo. Not much of the promo, so but she's Eddie Kingston and John Moxley. Nyla Rose with Vicky Guerrero, as Nyla Rose goes up against Ty Conti. This is the third time they're wrestling each other on AEW, and in this match it was pretty good, with Ty Conti winning with a DD tie. I'm like, good. I'm glad she won. Because at this point now she Ty Conti has got to be Nyla Rose, and she did. And I'm glad she did. And she's up there on the top rankings of next in line to become no contender for the AEW Women's Championship. So then all of a sudden we get the post match where Vicky Guerrero grabs Ty Conti's foot. Nyla Rose goes to beat her up, but then she comes out for the save with the candlestick, and then the bunny comes out and nails Shida with the candlestick and to Ty Conti. Matt Hardy comes out with the butcher, the blade, and then Matt Hardy says that the women's tournament title was terrible because the bunny wasn't part of it, and says that his silence, his clients meant to say, have been looked over. Has been overlooked, meant to say. Either way, it's the same way. For far too long, and it's time for it to end. And it starts standing there on the stage, looking all awkwardly,
alongside with Vicky Guerrero and Nada Rose, standing alongside with them. I'm assuming that part of that too. I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't know anymore, folks. I don't know if Vicky Guerrero and Nada Rose is part of the Matt Hardy family. The Hardy family is not that. I think that's the name of the faction. I like the Matt Hardy brand better, but they decided to go with the Hardy family. Whatever. But yeah, it was an awkward moment they did there with them just standing on stage, looking at the bay faces, dejected. Even the bay faces looking all dejected and all that, and like what's going on and everything. Yeah, I was wondering what's going on too. Why were we taking this long for this awkward stare and everything? And then just wait for the cue to finally end. It was ridiculous. AEW hypes up Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor versus Miro and Kip Sabian of the RK Anarchy match, which we'll get to when we get to the next review of it. Because coming into this whole thing of what they're doing with Miro, I'm not a fan of it whatsoever, because he could do so much more than on doing this type of shit that they have been doing, especially leading up to this RK Anarchy match. But coming into it, I was not into it that much. But we'll get to more of that when we get to the next review. Speaking of which, as well, on the same program of that whole thing where they're gonna do the RK Anarchy, it's gonna be Christian Cage versus Ricky Kazarian, Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall exhibition match with Arn Anderson the referee. I already mentioned the RK Anarchy match. Hikaru Shida team up with Tai Conti versus the Bunny and Nada Rose. And finally, Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers versus Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. And there you go. Before we get to the next match, which is the main event, Scorpio Sky says he's getting screwed over and over in AEW, and says he tries to he's tired of being called underrated, and he's the face of the Revolution, and says that on Monday Dark Elevation it'll still be Sky versus Mike Seidel, who's and yeah, there you go. All I gotta say about that is that it took them a week later, or should I say 2 weeks later, to do some that whole thing with Scorpio Sky. Well, after his heel turn. Yeah. Again, I must have missed something since on the last time I did the review, but I don't know. But anyways, the main event for the AEW TNT Championship, Darby Allin the champion versus Jon Stewart the challenger, being claimed by the rest of the members of the Dark Order. So the match happens, ends up being pretty good, and somewhere in the match, like somewhere in the middle of the match, I see Jon Stewart overselling his shoulder for a reason, just which is his rotator cuff, and come to find out that he was injured. He was legit injured in the match. I don't know how it happened, but apparently we're to that whole thing. He still kept on going. I just remember anything else happened before I get to what else happened. Let me see. Oh yeah, so also on the Hardy family coming out, which is Matt Hardy and Private Party. And again, this you see that Jon Stewart was still on the arm injury he suffered in the match. I'm assuming it's because the whole thing with Darby Allin launching himself really hard to him into the guardrail. I'm assuming that's what happened. So I don't remember if those with Matt Hardy and Private Party, if they were out just for a distraction. But also Sting comes out because the Dark Order tried to get involved in the match. So yeah, Sting came out there and look over and all that. And the Dark Order backed up. So Darby Allin, if I recall, he went for the top rope. I don't remember if he did the coffee drop onto the Dark Order on the outside while the match was still going on and everything. So yeah, and Jon Stewart was a beast in this match too, by the way. Despite him having this injury that he had, he was still kicking ass in this match. And still going. It's the adrenaline rush that he was the adrenaline that he's going through. Where he's still doing what he got to do in this match. And Sting was out there too, by the way. Watching on. In the end, obviously Darby Allin wins because as much as how good this match was, and it was good despite the injury that Jon Stewart had. Props to him, by the way. Props to him for going through the match injured. It was because it was a back and forth action between those two guys, and it was nonstop. But yeah, Darby Allin still ends up winning. He had the code red onto John Silver, and at the match, Sting goes up to lift up John Silver to show him, to give him props and praise respect to him, which is good. I'm glad Sting did that. He put over John Silver there. With him coming up short in the match, obviously he wasn't going to win the belt either way. I didn't see him winning, but I was expecting to see was a good match. And it was. It was a very good main event match. John Silver was praised by Sting, and then all of a sudden, Darby Allin goes offer a fist bump to Silver, and also and he did. Also, Matt Hart pulls out Darby Allin out of the ring, and then also we get this huge brawl breaking out with the Dark Order and the Hart family. So you have the rest of the Hart family too as well. We're seeing to the Bunny, the Butcher, the Blade as well that was out there. So because this melee going out, brawl coming out, and Ty Conti comes out and attacks the Bunny too. After what happened earlier on that night, and I think you had, if I recall, -1 there too, by the way, where it seems to be on the stage, whatever, as they're fighting. I can't remember if he was there out there on that. I'm assuming he was, but I digress. But yeah, I was thinking about something else of it. But anyways, but that's all showing up there with this whole this brawl going lashing out of nowhere. And there you go, folks. That was it. And we'll get to more about the next review of AEW. Pertains to giving you short results of Dark, and pertains to happen on Dynamite as well from last week. Because again, I got a lot of catch up to do. So not just with AEW, obviously. AEW, I'm getting close to catching up 808. So, but there you go. But that will conclude your AEW Dynamite results from March 24th, I think it is. Let me double check. Yes, March 24th, 2021. So my wrestling were 6 matches. And my overall strength for the show, I don't recall if I give it either an 8 out of 10 or 8.5 out of 10, which tends to doing the live reaction with Wrestling Taku and the rest of the Asylum that made it for that review. For that live reaction, meant to say. But I thought it was a good show either way. So I'm gonna go with 8 out of 10 though. So there you go. And with that being said, thank you for watching. For this Natural Born Thriller saying peace on the streets. Take care.